Mumbi. Like he has said, we have worked closely with each other. And I think we still have the vision that we believed in PF. And our vision is not about the tribe. It's about Zambia. That's why you find we have no problem working with our colleagues in UPND, in the alliance. Because for us, it is Zambia first. What will benefit Zambia is what we go for. And for those who think that our alliance with UPND is dead, you'll be met with a rude shock. The alliance is still active and kicking, and we are extremely committed to the alliance. Let me also announce another appointment of Mr. former District Commissioner, Mr. Apuleni, live in Apuleni, as Provincial Chairman for Southern Province. Members of the press and Zambians, you may have observed in the last 2 weeks that there's been drama in this country pertaining to the appearance in court of Honorable Chitalu Chilufya, the minister, I would call the embattled Minister of Health. What has pained me as somebody who has been in government and a Zambian is the fact that it appears our government, the PF government, is in support of Chitalu Chilufya's corruption. Why do I say so, Zambians? Surely, how can a minister who is facing serious corrupt charges be escorted by fellow cabinet ministers? That in itself tells you that the president is in support of Chitalu Chilufya. Because if the president was not in support of what Chitalu Chilufya has done, he could have scolded those ministers that Chitalu Chilufya has been indicted as an individual and let him fight his own battles as an individual. But to allow sitting ministers to escort him to court, it means this corruption has been sanctioned by the head of state. And it is very unfortunate. I have advised my brother, President Edgar Lungu, and I want to advise him again. If you are serious about fighting corruption, do what President Michael Sata did. Relieve Chitalu Chilufya of his duties with immediate effect. You're allowing of ministers. I saw Malozo Schone at court. I saw Honorable Chilangwa at court. Surely, President, how can you insult the people of Zambia like that? The man has been charged against the people of Zambia. It is the people versus Chitalu Chilufya. Now, the same people through PF cadres and through ministers who are complaining against Chitalu Chilufya are escorting him to court and giving solidarity. What are you telling us? That you have committed offenses against us, the people, but us, the people, we are saying we have to support your misdeeds. This is a very serious indictment on the government of President Edgar Lungu. It is never done. I have never seen this kind of thing in my own life, where somebody, a minister, first and foremost, for a minister to be coming from the office to go to court, it is a mistake. It erodes confidence in the fight against corruption. You are putting the magistrate seated there, the police officers who are guarding there, in an awkward situation. Here is a minister coming to court, supported by fellow ministers. Really? What are you trying to tell the magistrate? What are you trying to tell the Zambians? In view of this, I call upon President Edgar Lungu to discipline or dismiss Malozo Schone, to also dismiss Chilangwa from being ministers. Let them go and escort Chitalu Chilufya as private individuals, not to be coming to court to support somebody who is facing criminal charges with vehicles and the flag of Zambia on the vehicles. What a shame to this government. It's never done. It is only in Zambia that these things are happening. Countrymen and women, we cannot go on like this. Please, my brother, with due respect, President Edgar Lungu, discipline your ministers. Do the right thing. And for you, the people in the Patriotic Front, you are also a letdown. You are telling us that it is the Patriotic Front that has been charged for corruption. Then it is institutionalized corruption. Why do you go and give solidarity to somebody who is accused of having stolen from you? I know you may be doing business about Chitalu Chilufya, so you want to be in front. But you are putting the Patriotic Front into disrepute. If I were Secretary General of PF, I would have issued a decree to all the members to stay away from Chitalu Chilufya's court cases. Let him go as an individual the way Kabanshi goes. Why didn't you send people to go and escort Kabanshi? Because Kabanshi is an MP for PF. So you are telling us that only the corrupt can be favored. I've never seen anybody escorting Kabanshi to court. But we saw that on Chitalu Chilufya. Even holding meetings, solidarity meetings within the premises of the court. To stoop so low that we are a laughing stock. International media, a minister in Zambia facing corruption but still occupying office. Allowing him even to issue a ministerial statement yesterday in Parliament. What a shame. Now, never opposition, I think, he should have walked out. Immediately, Chitalu Chilufya rise up to answer a question or to issue a ministerial statement. Please, members of the opposition, walk out. Our MP is here. I'm directing you. When Chitalu Chilufya is on the floor, walk out of Parliament. You cannot be part of that circus. Let Zambia be respected for who we are. We cannot go on like this. You have destroyed this country. And please leave the little that is remaining in this country so that we can come and pick it up from there to build and develop this country. This is a lot of nonsense and it should not be tolerated. Why are you insisting on going on with Parliament when 3 members of Parliament and the 3 staff at Parliament have contracted COVID? What kind of people are you? You think COVID is something to play with? Now we've lost a life. Honorable Mwenya Munkonge has died. And I know you may try to play with things here and there, but what we are being told is that it was respiratory complications. And obviously, respiratory complication at the moment, we have COVID. We'll take it. We may take it that it's COVID. But please, to avoid more members of Parliament losing their lives, to avoid staff at the National Assembly losing their lives, close Parliament. But we know that you want to go on with Parliament just because of Bill 10. But I know that now that Munkonge has died, you have less numbers. You will not bring Bill 10. Why are you so desperate about this Bill 10 that is dividing the country? The best thing to do is take Bill 10 back to the stakeholders. Let's agree to disagree so that we can come and legislate and amend the Constitution with everybody on board. We have started losing lives. And for me, this loss of life is a Bill 10 death. It's a Bill 10 death. Because you called this Parliament basically and because of Bill 10, nothing else, risking the lives of our dear members of Parliament. Close Parliament with immediate effect. ECZ, that nonsense you are calling online registration, stop it. ECZ, that nonsense you are calling online registration, stop it. Why do you have to stop it? We have not agreed as stakeholders. You have not explained to us what system you are going to use. We don't know how watertight it is. We don't know if it can be manipulated. Call the stakeholders. Come and explain to us how you are going to do this online. We check it and see if it is watertight and it cannot be manipulated. Computer issues are highly manipulated. Today, banks are losing money. Online fraud. Today, just Zanaco lost about 3 million 2 weeks ago on online fraud. But you want to take that online fraud to the elections. People of Zambia, we should not accept online registration of voters because that is the beginning of manipulation of the 2021 elections. There is no way that ECZ can just wake up and say we are going to do online registration without consulting the stakeholders. The major stakeholders in the election are political parties. Where and when did you consult the political parties for you to go on with online registration? We have told you we want to do voter registration for a period of 90 days. You are insisting on 1 month. Now you bring online registration. What are you doing? What do you want to do to the people of Zambia? Don't create more offenses for you to answer when you leave office. Iwe mwaiche nshindano, iwe mwaiche nshindano. Nshindano ila lasa. Nshindano. Ila lasa ya kushane chilonda. You prick yourself if you are not careful. I'm calling upon all the opposition political parties to reject online registration. It will be manipulated. There will be double registration. You can't control it. You can't control it. We are not going to accept to be treated like people who don't think. Just because some people want to perpetuate their stay in power. That will not be allowed. In Shindano, ngolina matwi. Where I come from, they say, umweo wa muntu wa mkutwi. Don't make yourself be used. Because posterity and nature will deal with you. When you are in that office, you are representing all the Zambians, not PF, and do the right thing. Even these fees, ECZ nomination fees, I have told you, why are you saying running election is expensive, so the fees must be adjusted? The act that establishes the Electoral Commission of Zambia is very explicit on how ECZ will be funded. It simply says it shall be funded by the Treasury. Your job as ECZ is to do a budget, take it to the Minister of Finance for funding. Period. You are not there to raise money to run elections. It's not your mandate. So when you are telling us, no, we have to raise money because elections are expensive, who told you your mandate is to raise money? Go and read the act. Where in the act does it say ECZ shall raise money to run the elections? Why do you want to do a responsibility that is not yours? Come on, press sock in it. You can't be lying to the people of Zambia all the time, abrogating the law with impunity. It is not your duty, ECZ, to raise money to run elections. So stop telling lies that elections are expensive to run, so we must put the nomination fees. Let not nomination fees be an hindrance for any Zambian to run for election. Look, people of Zambia, some people get 100,000 kwacha as pension after working for 30 years. Now you are telling me that somebody can take his pension money has worked for 30 years to just go and pay for nomination. Is that normal? Is that normal? Just because you want extra money, ama deal, you think everybody has money. Stop treating us like stupid people. We are Zambians and we have to participate in the running of this country. Where can a teacher, where can a policeman who wants to be a president raise 100,000? So you are saying you teachers, policemen, civil servants, miners, you cannot run for the office of president because you don't have 100,000. Mind you, there are poor people who are wise and intelligent, more intelligent than you leaders. But don't stop them from running for elections on the basis of high nomination fees. Let the poor. First, grade 12, you cannot run even with councillor. What kind of people are you? You want the same people to vote for you, but you're telling them because you are not a grade 12, you cannot be a councillor. Zuma told you he had never been to any formal school. But there he was president. What is so special about grade 12 for being a councillor, grade 12 for being an MP? Because we had few schools, that's why grade 12. You have even brought Chimo to be councillors. They are messing up the councils. Because you were looking for grade 12. You were not looking for leadership. What a country we live in. So you might change Shindano na Kabidi. In Shindano ilalas. Those fees should be President 5,000. MP 500 kwacha. Councillors 50 kwacha. Period. We pay taxes. And it is the taxes that fund Electoral Commission of Zambia. Why do you want to ask people for money again? It is a scheme by those in government to continue being in government by putting exorbitant fees. 15,000 umuntu wa kumushi 15,000 ukulipila for nomination as MP. You think pa no wapo? Because abantu bamona 15,000 kwacha. Mulaifu mwa. But wali kwa tamano. Nshindano, Shindano, how many times did I call you? Watch out, Mike. Commenting on this issue against Rwanda and State House, etc. Please, people of Zambia, I am speaking as former Minister of Foreign Affairs. This issue is too sensitive and dangerous. This issue is too sensitive and dangerous. I beg with you, people of Zambia, stay away from issuing statements on this matter. Let diplomatic route take place. If Rwanda decides to strike on Zambia, it is not the politicians who are going to be killed. It is the ordinary, poor people in the villages. Mind you, I was Minister of Foreign Affairs and I was chairing the Great Rex Conference. Zambia was the chair and I was chairing it. We visited areas where there is war. Where Rwanda is fighting with the Congo, Rwanda is fighting with Uganda. From 2 years up to 10 years, benda feno bwamba tabakwa tane fya kufuala mulandu wa nkondo tabaya kuskulu takwa befichitika inchito ni mfuti feshirila the whole day. This issue is very sensitive. Get my counsel that let's not agitate this issue. Let this issue be dealt with diplomatically. And for you in government, don't be economical with the truth. Whatever you discuss there, let us know. Please stay away from discussing every Jim and Jack. Chachine, Buffy. You are not helping anybody. You are not accusing anybody. You are putting Zambia at stake. And for me, anything to defend Zambia, I'll be the first one. God bless Zambia. Thank you. Is it afternoon? Yes. Good afternoon, members of the press, and welcome to this very brief brief press briefing. Very brief indeed. First and foremost, I want to welcome you to this press briefing and thank you for your time. I have at least 5 issues to talk about, very briefly. The first issue is that I am pleased to announce adding of more members to our political party. Today we are being joined by the former Secretary General of the Patriotic Front, Mr. Edward Mumbi, who has joined us as a member of NDC. And we have, with immediate effect, appointed him as a member of Central Committee and Presidential Official Spokesperson. I will now invite Mr. Edward Mumbi to address the press. Mr. Mumbi, welcome.
Thank you, Mr. President. Leadership seated here for this appointment and my joining of the NDC. I have joined NDC out of principle, and it is a very well-known fact that my movement in politics have been very, very clear. I was Secretary General for Patriotic Front. I resigned. I was not asked to leave. I resigned on principle, and this principle was personal between me and the late President Michael Sata, very personal. It had nothing to do with the party. But the fact that we were together in that political arrangement, I decided I should leave. From there, I was invited by then former President Rupia Banda to help him with the campaign, which I did. I had no position in the MMD. I just went to help President Rupia Banda on invitation as a candidate who was seeking office for his second term. As we all know that our constitution only allows one to seek the presidential office for the second term, not third term. So he was seeking office for a second term. As a result, I went to help him. From there, I decided to stay away from politics. I'm just trying to give you a synopsis so that it is very clear. I decided to stay away from politics. And after some time, President Hakainde Hichilema, the opposition president of the UPND, came to my house. I never went to his house. Came to my house in Makeni with then his Vice President, Honorable Kapita, to come and ask me to join the UPND. They came to my house, and I called one of my best friends who I was with in PF to come and witness the discussion. His name is Benson Handila. And we chatted and I agreed. And we went along with the UPND until later I decided to resign again on personal reasons, and that I wanted to go and develop my farm. So that has been my movement. I've never been back to PF other people because of probably some of the statements I make, because I'm a politician and I'm a decent politician. I don't make statements to injure individuals, but I speak facts. So I've never been to any other political party. And now when President Chishimba Kambwili decided to form a political party, and having been together, we fought for PF, me and him. My pension from Zamtel, the company I worked for 25 years as a senior engineer, I took it to PF. We bought the first vehicles for PF, me and President Chishimba Kambwili, which we campaigned on. But again, in politics, some people are smart. That's when I decided, on personal grounds, let me go. That has been my political journey. And today, coming to NDC, I would want to say to you, the press, that I'm very excited. Because I've come to join a team. Which team on which principle and philosophy and understanding politics we get on. Father Luonde, President and the Vice President, and my dear young lady there, the Secretary General. She's a very good friend of mine, very good friend of mine. Those were the backbones of PF. She worked with me very closely when I was in PF. And we don't differ, and my sister, we worked very closely. And we don't differ on principle. That's why you don't hear me insult people, and I want to always argue. On a very sensitive point, I would rather argue with you and see if we can draw sense from an argument. But knowing that some politicians are stubborn because they don't have a background where they come from, it becomes a little bit tight, but I never give up. So I stand here just to say thank you to the entire membership of NDC and to the Zambians at large, because what we are fighting for is to bring Zambia first, not a tribe, but to bring Zambia first. Then when we bring Zambia first, this is our country, which we need to develop ourselves so that the people coming behind us can find a country which is decent. We believe in decent politics, me and my colleagues here. And to make a statement, and not to take much of your time, the press, I want to say this is the beginning of decent arguments, and we shall argue with those who want to be indecent. Thank you.
Thank you very much.